Hi, welcome back. It's January 22nd. Not too bad today. The weather was warmer. It was pretty cold last week, down below the minus 30 Celsius. But this week we've been getting +2 during the day. I think about -10 at night. So it hasn't been too bad. My name is Janice. I live in Alberta, Canada. I was going to do a video, I think the last 3-4 days, but seasonal flu kind of hit the house. My husband, I think about 2 weeks ago, pulled a muscle in his back, so went through a lot with that. He's in a lot of pain. He got that dealt with, and then got a tooth infection. Got that dealt with, to getting a pulled muscle in his neck. And my son, my oldest, he has an ear infection and an ingrown toenail infected. And then my lungs have been acting up, which is normal for me this time of the year. Usually about 3 times a year my breathing gets pretty bad and I have to go on steroid puffers. So I have not been feeling the best. But I was 3 days ago going to do a little video because I was pretty excited. I finished my socks. The ones I started around Christmas time. It's going to be just a little short podcast today. I'm just going to go on and show you the 2 pairs of socks that I finished. For the knit along, well actually it's called Sock Along. It's being run by Diane of Pink Bathtubs podcast and Soxy Nana Alice. So you can look both of them up online. Diane and Alice is, they talk about it in their podcast. Also they have a Ravelry page, I guess a group, where you can put your finished socks and chat. This has inspired me. I think I probably have said it already before, but I'm one of the ones who I will start a pair of socks and it could be 2 years before I finish them. I don't know if I finished my other socks. If both pairs took me 2 years to finish. I'll do one sock completely and then get the second sock started and not finish it. I call second sock syndrome. Not this time. This time I went head in and I've really been enjoying it. And I do a lot of it in the car. I take them usually whenever we go driving. Even sometimes just to go get my husband a coffee. They're usually with me in the car. So these are the ones I've showed a little while ago that I started in December. I finished them. They are done. Did I weave the ends in these ones? I did, which is something I don't generally mend the ends in. I'm bad for that. Most of my socks, when I put them on, I have to tuck in the string from the top. I'm one of the ones they finish it and mending, or not mending, but weaving the ends in at the end. Not my thing. But they're done. I haven't worn them yet. They are so comfortable and I'm actually quite glad that I made the leg. Usually I don't make my legs this long, because I'm always sometimes worried I'm not going to have enough yarn, but I still have quite a bit of this left. So I think from now on, depending what I have for yardage for yarn, I'm going to start making longer legs. Sorry. I like my legs usually 7 inches on my socks. I think I could actually go with maybe 8 or 9. This way, when I wear my little boots, they are above it. Because a lot of the ones I have, they just meet the edge of the top of my boot, and I don't like that. But I love them. These are just simple vanilla heel flap and gusset. I can't tell you how many rows I did in my leg. I don't count the rows. I do them. I start the second one. I measure. It looks good. Carry on. The one thing I'm going to start doing is I find I don't feel like I'm making my foot long enough in my sock, because when I put them on, it's tight on my toe, and then my socks get washed and dried, pretty much every pair. So I make sure whatever I knit for sock yarn, it's going to be able to be washed and dried. They they do shrink a little bit. like even Patton's Croy will shrink a little bit. But I'm going to start making my toes, the length of my foot, about another inch longer. So that one's done. The other one I have, I showed you guys, I think the last podcast, was the Be Cozy Bed Socks by Helen Kurtz. I also got these done. And I can tell you right now, look. There you go. This is what's normal for me. Although I think I did weave the other ones. Never mind. They're not weaved in. These ones I will weave in. I'm going to start doing it. I don't remember what yarn sock who'd made these socks. My daughter got this gray or dyed them in Calgary at a thrift shop. This purple was something I got in a yarn swap probably 4 years ago. They're DK weight. Super, super simple to do. And I know a lot of times seeing this is kind of daunting, but it's not. You're knitting for 6 and then just slipping. So when you do your 6 rows, these stitches here, you're just slipping. And then when you're done your 6 rows, you knit, purl, knit, purl. It's a free pattern. Look her up on Ravelry. So look up Be Cozy Bed Socks if you're interested in doing a DK pair of socks that are fast. Helen Kurtz. She has a couple free patterns on there actually. But these are also, like I said in my last sock, I should have went longer in my toe. I tend to, I think, get a bit excited and just kind of want to get it done quick. But note to self, I go an extra 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch longer in my toe. These are super soft though. So yeah, these are 2 pairs of socks, which I'm considering for 2025 January socks. This was knit in the whole month, well, in January. These are still being considered because I started them a couple weeks before January. Either way, 2 pairs of socks in less than a month. I'm pretty proud of myself. So, I started another pair of socks yesterday. I thought I would jump the gun because I've been really enjoying it to get a pair started before February. It's called the Pressed Flower Socks by Savory Knitting, Amy Christophers. If you've heard tell of her, I knit her Felix cardigan that I steeped. And she has the pressed flower shawl, and she has a hat and socks and cardigan and vest and sweater. I have the pattern for the handkerchief, which I plan on making. I think a lot of it's a matter of having the right yarn for it, right? So, the other night, me and my husband, I call him my husband, me and the man, Bruce, looked up the bit of sock yarn that I have, and I came down to 2 colors. Do I have them with me? I thought I brought them over. Anyways, so you can kind of see right here one of the flowers has started on that side. I think you can tell on this side. Well, as you can tell, the yarn's no longer attached. I am going to put this sock pattern on hold until I can get some solid color sock yarn. I found where it was a variegated, and I didn't find the pink stood out very much for me. I want the flowers to be really prominent in color. It's not a hard pattern. It's mosaic knitting, so you're slipping, and then you're knitting stitches the next round or 2 rounds afterwards. And this is just fingering weight. Once again, I have no idea. I do know the pink was from Joe's yarn shop in Stony Plain, Alberta. They also do shipping. If you look up Joe's Yarn Garden and Stony Plain, Alberta, they did some of their own hand dyeing on their yarn. So that's what this pink was. And this one was another ball that was sent to me from a yarn swap probably 4 or 5 years ago. It's been balled up and I don't have the tag for it anymore. But it is beautiful. It's like the blues, dark blues, a bit of speck of, I think, yellow tiny little specks of pink. So, I don't have any solid sock yarn that is a darker color. I think I only have the solid was this pink. It really sucks because I was pretty excited to do this sock. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I've had the pattern for quite a while. But let's see if this side I think better. You can start to see the flower, the two petals, side petals in the top. Yeah. So, it's a matter of me when I get the opportunity and the chance and I can afford to get some solid sock yarn, I will be putting the pressed flower sock on hold. But that does not mean I am not still going to cast on socks. I am. I'm going to cast on, they're called the Mermaid Playtime Socks. This is also by Helen Kurtz, another free pattern. I think I showed you guys a couple episodes ago. The only thing I'm going to do different is I noticed the top of them, she has just like that, I think it's like fan and feather, or fan and feather, where it's like a chevron. I think those would slide down. So I'm going to put a cuff on top of this. And then probably just keep the length of the toe. It's a free pattern. If you're into socks, go look it up. Now, the yarn I'm going to use, I forgot to grab it. Excuse me for just a minute. Okay. Oh, as a show, I'm standing up. My crocheted sweater. I did this. It'll be a year this February coming that I made this. I did it in like 5 days. My husband went back to Ontario. His sister passed away, so we went back home for that. And while he was gone, I crocheted this. And this is just a top-down crocheted raglan sweater by MJ's Off the Hook Crochet. Another Canadian designer. I absolutely love this. This is my favorite thing to wear, to lounge in. And I'm normally not someone who wears a lot of kind of sweaters because I get hot. So that's why I tend to like cardigans. But I love it. And this is premier yarn that I got at a dollar store. So I think this sweater in total, I don't remember, maybe cost me $18 to make. And yeah. I love it. It's comfy. And it's been washed and dried multiple times. It hasn't gone stiff. I think the more it gets washed, the softer it gets, to be honest. Okay, back to socks. This is what my February socks are going to be now. It is by James Makes Yarn. It's merino and nylon, and it's called 'Twas the Knit Before Christmas. It was, I guess, a mystery sock set box. I got this be 3 Christmases ago from a friend that I met at Joe's Yarn Shop. I don't know if you can see it really good. It's beautiful. A lot of pinks and reds. So I know it was for Christmas, but this is originally what I was going to do for socks, and then I got myself stuck on doing the pressed flower one. Because my idea, it's February, why not have the red and the pinks for love? Nettie, sorry, one of my dogs wants in the room. So yeah, I'm going to get my husband to ball it up for me, and this is what I'm going to make with the Mermaid Playtime. I have a short-term memory. Mermaid's Playtime Socks. Mermaid. Got it. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Super soft. It's, yeah, 75% merino and 25% nylon. It's fingering weight. I wasn't going to do kind of the theme of each month in the colors, but then a part of me kind of does, like even the pressed flowers. I remember being a kid and getting flower petals and leaves, like doing the maple leaves. And iron, like you remember, I don't know if you guys ever did iron them between, I think it was wax paper, and then it would stick. I used to have a little, it was a photo album that had stickers in it, and I had so many, I pressed a lot of flowers. That, a good childhood memory. This is going to be nice though, when I actually get the right color yarn. I'm pretty excited to go back to this. But anyways, to get back on track, this is what's going to be for my next sock for February. Decisions made, just need my husband to help me wind it up. And last but not least, the other thing that I have been working on is I'm doing, let me see, Autumn Olive Crochet. If you've not heard of her, look her up. She's on YouTube, Ravelry, Etsy. I think she has a blog as well. She is a crochet designer that does cardigans, I think some pullovers and vests, but a lot of her stuff is tapestry crochet. So last week my daughter was like, hey, we're both going to do a cardigan. Well, we both were like, yeah, let's do this together. I love doing things with my daughter. Shout out to Desiree. Anyways. Hi, my little potato. She got a hold of me. We're like, okay, let's do this. I had yarn to do it. Yarn that I had for their project, but we won't talk about that. Anywho, it's a cardigan, the basic cardigan pattern she has. And the pockets on the front of them has, you can have what looks like, hers is going to be plants. There's like spider plants, snake plants, ivy. Then she has ones that are ducks and birds. And then I think another one is animals like polar bear and a black bear. Well, I decided I'm going to do the mallard duck for mine. So this is my back piece. It's pretty wide. You crochet a back piece and then you do the two front pieces and you do the sleeves. It's wide because I guess what happens, the way she has it designed, that most of your back is most of your shoulder and part of your sleeve. She, on her cardigan, she doesn't have the tapestry crochet in the back, but I decided for mine, because I'm doing the mallard duck, that I would add the mallard duck to the back of mine. So if you look at her patterns for the ducks and the birds, and you get her basic crocheted cardigan, it's not going to have this on the back. I went on Google and found a graph for this mallard duck. But I thought it'd be cute because when you do the two front pieces, you're going to have pockets, and I'll have the mallard duck's heads coming out of the pocket. It's kind of like they're riding in your pocket. But I'm pretty proud of this. Like, you guys can see it. Goodness, let's fold this. Because I'm not vast experienced in tapestry crochet. I think this is probably my second piece I've completely finished. The other one I'll show you. I have it right here on the wall. Oh, there goes tags. It is a little ghost that I did last fall. So I've dabbled with it. I've started some projects. I've finished it. I found when I'm doing tapestry, I find when I'm doing it, I get a little bit kind of perfectionist and have to realize, you know, the graph, it's little perfect little squares, but it's not necessarily going to look like that on your crochet. Because stitches aren't perfect little, Harley, squares and, you know, little cubes. So, I have 3 more rows left on this, maybe 4. I have to count them, and the back will be done. And then I'm going to start, I'm going to finish this completely tonight and then start tomorrow on the front pieces. But isn't that cute? I like it. I'm pretty proud of myself for doing it. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to, you know, picking up, changing the colors and dropping the colors, but that's the good thing about it, right? It's the process, excuse me, of learning. But this is what I've been doing. I finished my socks. I started this with my daughter. And started the other socks last night. I find I go days where I'll knit or I'll crochet, you know, a lot, and then I'll go a couple days where I don't. It's not that I don't think about it. I could sit and crochet, I think, probably 12 hours a day. But, anywho, that's all for today. I am hoping the next one, I miss being able to do a little bit of editing where I can add a few things to it. It's just my phone really can't handle all that memory. But it's still good to be here. I've been wanting to come on and be like, hey, I finished socks and I'm doing another pair and this has been a month and I'm going to start another one. I don't know what's getting into me. So, but I do want to get these other ones started and see how I get, because I'm going to be flying home in the next couple weeks to visit my family in New Brunswick. I haven't seen, I think it's been about 4 or 5 years since I've seen my mom. And anybody else back home, it's been going on, I think, 9 years since I've seen even my dad. So, with the help of my aunt and some lovely people, I'm going to be able to have the opportunity to go home and see my family. I'm pretty excited. Even though I hate flying, I'm scared of flying. Flying gives me extreme anxiety. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm going to leave you guys here. And I hope you enjoyed it. I noticed I have 60 subscribers. I was doing a happy dance with my husband. I texted my son. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 60. And he's like, 60? I'm like, yeah, like 60 people. I mean, I know not all 60 people comment, but it's just the fact that I have 60, you know? I can come on here and spew what I need to spew and talk. So, anyways, until next time. Take care. Drink lots of water. All right. Bye for now.